So I had told you guys that I would do a walk around on the new Sioux 20,000 bushel grain bin of ours, and I didn't get quite around to doing it exactly when I had hoped I could, but now we got a couple feet of corn in it, but we'll do a walk around of it now. So here she is in all her glory. Now this is a tier 6 grain bin, so it's got 6 sheets of tin up to the top. Here we've got our little shack that the electrician put in. We've got them labeled. Let me see. Here we have the out unloader, which is the actual unloader out of the grain bin, and right next to it we have the up unloader, which is the truck unloading auger. And I'm not exactly sure why we have these separate, because if you flip the wrong switch at the wrong time, there could be disaster, but it's what we got to work with. So as long as we keep our heads on our shoulders, I'm not really too concerned. Usually when we have things like this on the farm, usually we don't have an issue with it. Now in here we got the stirrator, and on this switch is the blower, and you can actually hear that running in the background now. And we have a light switch on it. This light switch controls this light and the 2 lights on top of the grain bin. We actually had them put 2 lights on the side of the bin, one over here, so that if we are unloading a truck in the dark, we can easily unload it with plenty of light. And we have one on the far side of the grain bin as well. And we have a light over here because we're going to be putting the auger up over there, and we're going to be putting it out in the field. Now, when trucks come in, they're going to pull straight in into the driveway, and they're going to back up to the truck unloading auger. Now the reason we want them to do that instead of backing from the other side is that when they're backing from this direction, they'll be able to look out their window and see the back of the trailer and where it's going. So we should be able to avoid collisions with things like this relatively easy. Now if you look at the base of the unloading auger, we have these different controls. What this handle does is it controls the center gate. So when you go to unload, you're going to want to turn this. Now this grain bin has a power sweep in it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to empty from the center. Then once it's empty from the center, you're going to open up these gates. The intermediate gate control and the outer gate control. Now the reason you want to open with those is because you want to clear off the power sweep before you start it. You want to make sure that there's not really any weight on it, and by unloading from there, the power sweep will be clear. And then down at the bottom we have the clutch control rod, and that is what turns on and off the sweep. The inside of the door is covered with warning labels and what to do and what not to do. Over here we've got instructions for the sweep, because on the outside of the bin there's a sweep stop. Now the reason that sweep stop is in there is because they say, I haven't seen it run yet, but they say that power sweeps will go around the bin so fast that you can't really stop them. So they have that sweep stop in there, and that just allows for the sweep to go around the bin one time. So if you get in there with it, which you definitely should not do, then hopefully it'll stop once it hits that stop. And like I said, Dad wasn't going to put a power sweep in it. Then Travis and I are like, oh no, you're going to be putting one in. He's like, well, I guess so, if you're going to make me. But he agreed that we're going to be putting up with it a lot longer, so he agreed to put one in there for us. And one of the things about this bin that I'm really liking is the stairs. Now to put these on with the bin was only an extra $500, and let me tell you, it's worth it because it's a lot safer than trying to climb up a ladder. Now below me, we've got the dryer. However, it's not hooked up to any gas lines yet, and they're actually coming tomorrow morning to hook up the gas line. I think they're bringing a 1,000-gallon propane tank for it. But it's running right now, and it's actually really quiet. Even, I guess even the dryer on the 10,000 bushel bin is pretty quiet, but I pictured that this dryer would be a lot louder than what it is. So looking in, you can see that we've got quite a few feet of corn in it already. And you can see the stirrator over there. Finally got the augers put on. And the power sweep is covered up. If that was uncovered, I'd show you, but I can't. But I will be showing you guys it running once we clean out the bin. That's really all there is to do a walk around on in this bin. It's definitely higher than the 10,000 bushel grain bin and the soybean bin. And it looks a lot better. So if you guys have any questions, be sure to ask. And I can't really give you much of a review on how it performs or anything yet because we haven't used it to unload or anything. But that large unloader on the other side should make it pretty easy to unload. And the power sweep included, I guess. Actually, mainly the power sweep. But now we don't have to fiddle around with the auger to set that up if we want to unload out of it. And that's going to save us a ton of time. So, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, again, be sure to ask. And I'll try to answer them. And I'll see you next time, guys.